I'm Michel from Infinite Training.
I'm Steve from Infinite Training.
Oh no, isn't that a switch around movie? All right, I'm Steve and this is Michel, and we're going to go through a good round of stretching to help recuperate after your training. Each stretch will be 1 minute, not 30 as my time is showing. Too long per stretch. It's not restorative yoga. All right, so my favorite stretch for the quads is against the wall. So put your feet against the wall, bring one up close to the wall, your knee close to the wall. Bring the other one around. If it's too tight, you advance your knee. Coming up, and we're going to go 1 minute.
If you want to feel it more, you can just tilt your pelvis backward and also reach one hand at the top, pushing your palm toward the ceiling.
Keep that tail tucked and reach your head too.
Long breath.
Who loves stretching? I don't, but it's needed.
10 more seconds. And don't forget, when you release from your position, release slowly. All right, drop your hand down, lean forward, switch leg. That leg, it's more tight. So if it's tighter, probably your knee won't be as close as the wall as the other one, so just be careful. Oh la la.
You know, some people that I've seen they get up to here, and if that's the stretch, that's the stretch. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to look like a specific thing. It goes within your range. So keep a mental note. If you want that one side is tighter than the other, you can do that. Do it at a 3-to-1 ratio, tighter to looser leg, whatever body part it is. Right now we're just going to go 1 minute through all the stretches.
10 seconds. Alright, release slowly.
We're going to adjust our mats. I'm going to do some social distancing here. To keep width up. All right, so put your legs as wide apart as possible. Don't laugh if this is not wide for you.
And that better.
All right, you're gonna go 1 minute. You're gonna go to one side, and you're gonna use your arm and reach over. So when you're reaching over, so my right arm is reaching over to my left leg, I want to push my right hip into the ground. So this hip is pushing into the ground, so I'm not following. Keep the hips both on the ground equally. If your posture is too far back, just start with your hands behind you to push yourself upright.
10 seconds.
You can also support with one arm and then reach. Other side. my left arm is reaching to my right leg, foot, and pushing my left hip into the ground. Remember, you can use your hand to support. Keep those legs as wide as possible. Use your breath. It's a calming tool, especially in times of stress like this. Talking about the stress of the stretch? No. We're going to keep the same posture. Try to put your legs a little bit wider. We're going to go forward now. You can go forward. If you can't, if you're rounded, then use your hands behind you to support your stretch. We're going. So you're using your hands to push you forward and up. And just stretch tall. You're feeling it. You should be feeling it inside the insides of your thighs. Keep pushing your chest up and supporting. If you can flop forward, go flop forward. My body ain't saying that for me. 10 seconds. Come out of that slowly. Bring one leg in front. Keep your hips square. The other one's just hanging out. Doesn't have to be right here. It's going to change where your hips are. So bring it more in front so your hips stay square. Turn your knee in. Push your chest up and lean as forward as you can go while trying to maintain upright position. 1 minute again. This hurts like hell. Remember, you're maintaining your upright position. You can push out your heel away, pull your toe towards you, but not with your hand, with your musculature. Seconds. They say that your emotions are all trapped in your fascia, so stretching, in my opinion, is a great thing to do. It's an emotional release at the same time. Good work. Other side. Remember, this leg is just hanging out. Turn your knee in, pull your toe towards you, upright posture. Michel's got that one.
It's tighter.
The question is, can you be unbalanced and still function? Absolutely. No one person is completely symmetrical. That doesn't exist. It exists in your anatomy book. Seconds. If you don't think I'm stretching, I'm screaming inside. Good. Gonna stretch out our glute max. So you're lying on your back.
This one.
Bring one leg on top of the knee. Head remains on the floor. Tuck your chin in. You can go above the knee or under the knee. If you want to increase the stretch, pull both your toes into dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is this, plantar flexion is this. It's the only joint in the body that does flexion both ways. It's not extension, or it's flexion, flexion. Keep trying to elongate your spine, tuck in your chin, dorsiflexion. If you want to get even more stretch, try to extend your back, your lower back. Try to create a space between the back and the mat, lower back and your mat. It will stretch it out more, keeping that same position of the knee that's being held. Good, switch up.
Caramba.
Here we go.
Andale.
Remember that rule? 3 to 1.
Explain it.
So just when you find a tighter side, stretch that side out in a 3 to 1 ratio. So for myself, the glute max on the right is tighter. Stretch it out 3 times.
3 times 1 minute.
Yeah. You can do stretches anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute. You can do it longer if you wish. But I would say minimum 30 seconds. Get a slow, gentle release. Gonna stretch out your adductors.
Adductor.
Your eye doctors. So put yourself on your forearms. I only have 2, but you might have 4. Bring your knees wider. Ankles to the ground. You can change the angle of where your ankles are to change where you're going to stretch in your adductor. So start. This is one of my favorites. So you can back up your hips. If you back up your hips, you do an anterior pelvic tilt, which is sticking your bum out, and it will get more of a stretch. So try to create a curve in your lower back, and it will stretch out your groin muscles more. And come out of that a little. You can put your ankles closer together. Take the stretch off to adjust your ankles and go a little bit more. Remember, going backwards, you're doing an anterior pelvic tilt. Slowly come out of that. Coming to the end of our stretches. Got 3 more left. So you're lying on your stomach. You're going to stretch your pec major and surrounding stuff. So you take your arm, bring it up where your elbow is in line with your ear. And then you slowly roll away. You can reach your hand out a bit. If you're going to bring your leg behind you to get more of a stretch. Tuck your tail.
Start a timer?
I did not. We start the time now. It's okay. This is something I need. So stretching out the pec, shoulders, it's not just one thing you're doing. All the way to the hand is very important in our computer, texting, telephone age where everything we're closing down our shoulders. We need to open up our chest, whole shoulder area. Good, switch sides. I will start the time. I don't know if you know that's new sport, synchronized stretching, and it's a spectator sport in the Olympics.
Oh yeah, really?
Good thing about a countdown timer is you don't have to think about the time, you just feel your stretch. Breathe through it. Good work. 2 more. You have a seat on your heels. You're going to reach with your arm. So you create a C with your body. C, the letter C, not C. And you're going to reach with your hand. You can support your elbow. Make sure your elbow is straight. You're just reaching with the arm. Stretching out the lats. You know, you can play with your stretches. You can move your arm a little bit here, move your arm a little bit there. Very, very small micro movements, and see where it stretches a little bit more. All right, last side. All right, we got one more. Cross helps in your legs. So you can put your hands together, thumbs crossed. I use my thumbs because it gives me a bit more leverage, and you're just reaching as high as you can. Just because my elbows are bent doesn't mean they can't be straight. So you're reaching with your head to the ceiling, lengthening your spine, opening up your shoulders, hands reaching, knees can go towards the floor. Elongate using your breath. There you have it, folks. All right. Enjoy the stretch, enjoy the feel.
Thank you guys. See you soon. Have a good weekend.